I am going to tell you about the second president of the United States, John Adams, and I'm also going to tell you what kind of student I think he would be if he was in a 7th grade middle school classroom. We're wasting time. Hello, Hotties. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I'm Ali Mack, and I am currently a 7th grade math teacher. While you're here, please click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any other videos from me. Do it now. Lately, I have been very interested in the presidents of the United States. I want to know the good, the bad, and trivia about these presidents. I don't know, I've always liked history. I've already done a video like this on George Washington, so now I'm going to do one on John Adams, the second president of the United States and a founding father. And like I said in the introduction, at the very end, which you're gonna wanna stick around for, I'm gonna share with you what kind of student I think he was like. Now, if you haven't checked out my video on George Washington, please do so, but they don't have to go in order. Today it's all about John Adams, and I'm ready if you are. Okay, so this is the part in the video where I give you some background on John Adams. I want to tell you that he came from a family of Puritans, and if you're not familiar with them, they are very religious and they focus how they live their life on religion. He was a strong student. John Adams graduated from Harvard in 1755, I think? Yes, 1755. His wife, Abigail Adams, was his third cousin. See, they're from Virginia. I would have guessed Alabama if I would have known that fact. Okay, I'm sorry, Alabama. I love y'all. People could say the same thing about Mississippi, where I'm from. John Adams was an amazing political philosopher. He was also one of the leading forces in the revolt against the British. In fact, Adams wrote propaganda anonymously around the Stamp Act era, which helped their political cause. When he was vice president to George Washington, his sole responsibility was basically to be the tiebreaker. Any vote in the Senate that ended up in a tie. So he would be the tiebreaker, just like Kamala Harris will be the tiebreaker in this administration. And here's something kind of fun. John Adams is the one that said the president of the United States, the person with the highest office and the highest rank in the land, needed a title. They threw a bunch of names around and then they settled on Mr. President. So whenever we say Mr. President, think John Adams. John Adams was sworn in to be president on March 4th, 1797. He actually beat Thomas Jefferson. John Adams had 71 electoral votes and Thomas Jefferson had 68. So it was super duper close. And if you know anything about history, spoiler alert, John Adams did not get to be president the second term. Thomas Jefferson finally beat him, but that will be in the next video. And John Adams served as president from 1797 to 1801. Now, when he ran for presidency the second time, this campaign could have been compared to the Clinton-Trump campaign. It was nasty. Adams and Jefferson threw personal attacks at each other. Sound familiar? Jefferson accused Adams of being, hold on, I need to read this from my notes because there's a word I cannot pronounce. So Jefferson accused Adams of being a hideous, hermaphrodite character, oh, I got it, who smuggled prostitutes into America. Like I said earlier, Thomas Jefferson defeated him the second time he campaigned against him. Okay, so this is the part in the video where I tell you all the good things about John Adams. Well, the good things that I can find. I'm sure there's way more than this because I don't want this video to be a million minutes long. You know what I mean? John Adams was one of the founding fathers. He also helped Americans gain independence from the British. He was one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence. He also, and I think this is the most important, showed that you could transfer power peacefully, because that's what a democracy is. New people are elected, you hand over the power. That is how that works. And then you were honored for the rest of your life. Our former presidents get hooked up after they leave. They still get a lot of services after office, and they can say, I was a president and I left gracefully. Another good deed of John Adams is he helped avoid war with the French during just one single term. And actually, today he's remembered as the father of American independence. This is my favorite thing. John Adams was one of the few presidents that did not own slaves. In fact, he believed the revolution would not be complete unless enslaved people were free. Okay, so this is the part in the video where I tell you the bad things that I found out about John Adams. He was pressured by Congress into signing laws known as the Alien and Sedition Acts. I feel like if you're the president, you should not be able to be pressured into anything. You should be like, nope, that's not happening, Captain. And there's nobody big enough to make me. Back to the Alien and Sedition Acts. While president, John Adams made it illegal to criticize him. Again, this goes against the First Amendment rights. Now, I don't think the Bill of Rights had been written yet. I think that was later presidents, and I did some research, but I haven't got to those videos yet, so they're all kind of scrambling together. So maybe, perhaps, this was when the Bill of Rights was not approved by Congress. So in 1798, Adams signed the Alien and Sedition Acts, which made it illegal to write, print, utter, or publish any false, scandalous, and malice writing or writings about the president or other officials of the executive branch. These laws allowed the government to arrest and imprison newspaper editors and writers who disagreed with the government policies. Now, that is our freedom of speech. You can't get in trouble if you're in America. You can talk bad about people and the government and the president all day long. Although you can't say you're going to kill any of them, but you can talk bad about them and disagree with them all day long, and you can't get arrested. That is our right as an American. And this law said that newspaper editors and the writers that disagreed could be arrested, which, that's not how it goes. And so these laws made it also possible to deport immigrants who spoke out against the government. So the Alien and Sedition Acts expired during Adams' term, and Thomas Jefferson pardoned all who were convicted under the law, and most fines were refunded. So after John Adams left, Thomas Jefferson came in, and even though it expired with Adams, Thomas Jefferson came in and was like, all right, you guys are pardoned, and here's your money back for all those fines, because that's ridiculous. I do like that about Thomas Jefferson. Go Thomas Jefferson. But how petty is that? He created a law that said you can't talk bad about him? Okay, sounds like someone's a little insecure, and that's been verified.
You know, they say America is the land of dreams. You can do anything you want if you work hard enough. You know, and I believe that. I really believe that it is possible here in the United States.
One thing not so good about John Adams was widely derided for his combative nature and stubbornness, especially as he actively debated and lectured the senators. So, combative, huh? I wonder why he got pressured into signing that thing then. I wonder what that conversation was like. Another not so good thing, Adams strongly felt that he would be forgotten and unappreciated by history. To be honest, I didn't know our second president was John Adams until I watched the movie or the play Hamilton. These feelings often manifested themselves through envy and verbal attacks on the founders. So he was very jealous and envious. Y'all, just a life lesson. You've got to get over being jealous. The only person you should be in competition with is yourself. How can you make yourself better? Because look, you have a set of skills that other people don't have. They might have another set of skills. Don't be envious of them. Work on yourself. Don't be jealous. That is hard. That hurts. Being jealous, when you feel jealous of something, that hurts. That hurts me to my soul. So I've overcome that, and I suggest you figure out how you can overcome it as well if you tend to get jealous or envious of others. This is the part in the video where I share with you some fun facts. For all you teachers out there, John Adams was a teacher while he was putting himself through law school. Another fun fact, John Adams was the first president to occupy the executive mansion that we know now as the White House. Also, Samuel Adams is John Adams' cousin. You might be familiar with those beer commercials. I like this one. His son, John Quincy Adams, was the 6th president of the United States. Another thing, I very well might have included this in the bad, but John Adams did not attend Thomas Jefferson's inauguration. That's very familiar, and they say history repeats itself. The last thing I will mention is that John Adams died when he was 90 on Independence Day. The year was 1826, and this was the 50th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. And strangely enough, Thomas Jefferson and one other president, I cannot think of his name, dang. Anyway, I'll tell you in a later video, actually died on Independence Day. Isn't that crazy? July 4th, the day they signed the Declaration of Independence, 3 of the founding fathers, I think, died on Independence Day. That can't be a coincidence. Okay, so let me share with you some quotes that I really, really liked. Okay, the first one, he said, "People and nations are forged in the fires of adversity." He said, doubtless thinking his own as well as the American experience. I've heard that quote before. Another quote, on November 1st, 1800, just before the election, Adams arrived in the new capital city to take up his residence in the White House. And on his second evening, because it was still under construction, on the second evening in its damp, unfinished rooms, he wrote his wife, "Before I end my letter, I pray heaven to bestow the best of blessings on this house and all that shall hereafter inhabit it. May none but honest and wise men ever rule under this roof." Well, we know that didn't happen. Okay, so it's time for my favorite part of the video. What do I think John Adams would have been like as a 7th grader in my math class? If he would have been a student in my math class, I believe he would have made straight A's. He would have been the student to argue with the teacher if he thought his answer to a question was right. Perhaps he would have been diagnosed with oppositional defiant disorder if he was a modern student today. And I would label him as the Mr. Know-It-All. I believe he might have had just a couple of close friends. Maybe he would have tried to cling to the people more popular than him, because he was so envious and he really wanted to be those other people. So I think maybe he would have clung to the popular kids to try to upgrade his status, if you will. I imagine he would be one of those children that had to get the last word. When you would say, "Sit down," "I will," "Please be quiet," "I'm going to," always get the last word. I feel like he would have kind of been reserved and stuck to himself for the most part, but he wouldn't have been bullied. He might have been like an outsider, but he wouldn't have been bullied. If someone would have been insulting or rude to him, he would have let them have it. Remember, we learned he was combative. I do believe he would not lie to you, and I believe he would honor his commitments. I believe he would keep his word. I believe he would be reliable, and I believe he could be trusted if he liked you. All right, that is it for this video. If you found it helpful, informative, or even entertaining, please like, share, and subscribe. I'll wait. Have you subscribed yet? Oh, thank you. Comment below the briefcase emoji, because remember, I don't know if I mentioned it, but John Adams was a lawyer. And as always, you guys have the best day ever, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.